second part of the sentence was, hi Freddy. The second part of the sentence was bat. And the third part of the sentence was, no, not sure? Okay, second part of the sentence was 아직 많이 몰라서. Okay? So what we're looking at here is, just give you the vocabulary, 아직 is yet, or, okay, yet when you're using sort of negative, or still, it can also mean still, okay? If you think about those words in English, they're actually really the same meaning, but one's used with a negative typically, and one's used with a question or a positive, okay? Anyways, 아직 in this case is yet, okay? 많이, which means much or many, okay? 모르다 is the base form of the verb to not know, okay? 알다, 알아요 is to know. 모르다 or 몰라요 is to not know, okay? I don't know. So, altogether we have 아직 많이 모르다, okay? Again, in the base form. Now, we have this whole, okay, it's a light S, okay, so attachment, okay? And this is what's giving the so, dot, dot, dot. Last one we had but, dot, dot, dot. This one is so, dot, 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 okay? So you want to say, I don't know much, so, okay? Now what we're going to do, now this one's more tricky, okay? The last one we saw, we just dropped the das. We just dropped the das and we added the goita on the end, or the jiman on the end, okay? Now that was very easy because we didn't have to change anything with the verb, okay? And a lot of structures in Korean are like that. They're very easy. They just put them on the end and that's it. But the other style of structure, okay, there's really, when we're talking about this stuff, there's only two. That first one that goes on the unchanged form, okay, we don't change anything, okay, just stick it on and it's done. And then we have structures that actually use the change, okay, use the conjugated form of a verb, or the change form of a verb. And in my mind, this is the key to being able to speak Korean, okay? It's what I call the nuts and bolts of Korean, is learning how to make those changes, how to make the change form, how to make the conjugated form, okay? It's terribly boring, but I've made a bunch of videos on it already. You can go check those out, and I'll actually link underneath this video to those videos. So, I'm not going to get into how to conjugate these today, because that's all done in that video. But I am going to show you what it is, okay? The conjugated form, 몰라요 or 몰라, okay? 몰라 is the changed form, okay? I'm going to use changed or conjugated form, okay, interchangeably. And then we put 서 on the end, okay? 아직 많이 몰라서, okay? I don't know much, so, okay? And then again, this is continuing on to the next thing, okay? So, the change form of 먹다 is 먹어, okay? 먹어요. 먹어, 먹어서, okay? 밥 먹어서, okay? 영화, the change form of 보다 is bois or ba, okay? Typically, I find that W sound is not heard. When you're watching dramas and stuff, sometimes they'll really sort of pronounce that W quite strongly, but in typical conversation, I almost never hear it, okay? So, I'm going to say ba, 영화 ba, okay? And then I'm going to attach the so, okay? 영화 봐서, okay? 못 만나, okay? 영화 봐서 못 만나, okay? I'm watching a movie, so I can't meet you, okay? 친구랑, the change form of 놀다 is 놀아, okay? 친구랑 놀아서 못 가요, okay? I'm hanging out with friends, so I can't go. 친구랑 놀아서 못 가요, okay? 한국말, the change form of 배우다 is 배워, okay? 한국말 배워서, okay? 나중에 많이 할 수 있을 것 같아요, okay? 한국말 배워서, I'm learning Korean, so, okay? Okay, so that's the structure we're dealing with here. Again, anytime you want to use this, it's always going to use the change form of that verb, which is why, and this is only one example of it, it's why it's so important to learn how to do this stuff, okay? It's not terribly difficult, but there's about 7 different groups of regular verbs that you kind of need to know. So it can be a little bit confusing at times, but if you just, if you're diligent about it and you just practice it, you'll get it. And when you do get it, you've really put yourself in a position to speak a lot more Korean. In the other video where I do conjugate and show you how to conjugate them, I use the past tense as a huge example of, okay, past tense also uses the changed form. So if you want to speak in the past, you have to know how to do that, okay? Anyways, that's all I'm going to say about that. Going on to the third structure.